What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another one. Alright guys, as you guys saw in the previous video, we had issues with the front wheel hub on the Blazer. As you guys saw on the last video, when I did the oil change on the Blazer, I shook this front wheel and it was pretty bad. I think the wheel hub is done. Let me see if I can catch it. Yeah, it's not supposed to make that kind of noise. I checked the, look at that. The tie rods, I mean, they are old, but they're not like blown out or anything like that. But the wheel hub is bad. And from what I can remember, back when I had first got the truck, let's say back in 2013, I did have an issue with the driver's side wheel hub, and I didn't know that much about working on cars. I still don't know about working on cars, but I'm still learning. I had somebody else change out the front wheel hubs, and he did recommend to me to change out both, but I didn't know any better. At the time, I was in a pinch, so I just asked him to change the driver's side out. And as you can see, it's catching up to me now with the passenger side. So I ordered some new ones, and I got them in the other day. Now I want to swap them out. So the wheel hub that I went with was from Auto Shack. I found them on eBay. They're reasonably priced, but while I was there, I said might as well. When I'm changing out the wheel hubs, I'm also going to do the rotors. I also ordered them from Auto Shack. They are drill slotted rotors for the front, and these are just another aftermarket. They don't make them for the rears for the Blazer. If you guys know about these Blazers, they have so they have a disc, and the parking brake is like a shoe type. So these are the shoes right here that I got from AutoZone. So for whatever reason, Auto Shack doesn't make the rears, so I ordered them through some other company. They look pretty good. I'll pull them out the box in a few, show you guys. I also got the brake hardware kit. Not the hardware kit, but I'm going to change out the bushings to the calipers. And I am going to go to AutoZone. I am going to do a warranty swap on these old brake pads that are on here. They are lifetime, so if you guys didn't know, if you guys ever buy brakes from AutoZone, which are like the Duralast brand, they are warranty for life. Even if you go through them all the way down to bare metal, I believe, they will warranty swap them. I know this because I used to work there and I used to do it for customers all the time. It's, it brings in business. So they come in, they buy their, the brake pads, and they also come get other stuff. So that's how I'm assuming that's how they get customers to come in more. So let's get started. Before anybody says anything, yes, I am aware that my tires are done. I think I had stated it before in previous videos. These tires are very bad. Right there, as you can see. I don't drive very far with the Blazer. I do drive it just to get, I need to get like at least 1,000 miles on it so I can take it back to the transmission shop so they can check it over again. So far so good. Transmission's running really strong. No issue so far. Let's see if I can find more cracks. See right there. Right there is really bad. They just rotted. They sun rotted here in California. This truck sat for the most of its time that I've had it here for the past 3 years. So it is my fault. Shame on me for letting these tires get bad like that. Another good thing is that I recharged the air conditioning on it. And so far, knock on wood, it's still blowing cold. So, yay. Alright guys, let's get these wheels off of it. Alright, so here we are with the wheel off for the truck. As you guys can see, it is just dirty in there, but very minimal rust at all on it. Since this is a California truck, I am ashamed to say that I've never cleaned the inside of the wheel well before. I didn't know any better, and then I kind of gave up on the truck for a while because between the Cobalt and the Cavalier and other stuff in life, I kind of put this poor truck on the back burner. But I did maintenance it when I was driving it before. The last thing I think I did to it was I cleaned the air cleaner that I have in there. It's not a K&N, I think it's like a Spectre, and I changed out the spark plugs on it before. This fender liner I did not cut out. That's how I got the truck, but I did find some on that was the eBay. I am going to reorder them so that way this little flap right here covers up again so you guys don't see the exhaust manifold. Alright guys, let's get started cleaning up in here and start taking things apart. Before I get started, I just wanted to tell you guys, I'm being honest with you, and tell you guys that I cheated a little bit. I sprayed some of his Seafoam Deep Creep on the back of the wheel hub nuts or bolts. That way I can get it out. And the reason why I did is because I really believe in that stuff. I bought that can a few years back. I had to change out an O2 sensor on the Blazer, and I couldn't do it. I had bought the O2 sensor tool, and I just couldn't get it off. And I took it to a shop, and they tried taking it off, and they were telling me that they needed to cut off the O2 sensor off the bung. I'm not going to do that. So obviously, with the power of YouTube, I found somebody that used some of that Seafoam Deep Creep. I sprayed it on. I probably let it sit for like about a half an hour, and it just came off like butter. I mean, it did have a little bit of force still to it, but it came off. So I'm not saying that all mechanics are liars, but most of them just try to get a little bit more out of you just to get the job done. I get it, you gotta make money, but there's also a way you can make money, honestly. So, something very interesting right now that I've seen while I'm cleaning them. I see that these calipers are black. They have like a little shine to them. They're black. You guys think these are factory? Did they come black? I have some leftover red paint from painting the Cobalt's rotors, and I was thinking about painting these red as well. But after looking at them, yeah, it's like a has like a black, like a flat black enamel on it. Just dirty from years of brake dust and grime. What do you guys think? Should I paint them red still, or should I keep them black? I wasn't gonna do it on this video. There's too much going on today. Like I said, I got a late start today, first of all, and then I still need to go to AutoZone and do the warranty swap on these brake pads and pull off the wheel hub and all that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Alright guys, we fast forward about 10 minutes later, and I finally got this side of the caliper and caliper bracket off. It took me a little bit of force to take it off. I guess it's been sitting there for such a long time that it was hard. I should have probably sprayed it with some of that Deep Creep on it. And here are the brake pads. Not too bad. They are worn, as you can see. Not very much meat left. This is the back side, and this was the front side of it. So yeah, it's about time we change out these brake pads. Look at all these cracks on it. So at some point, I overheated these brake pads, and they ended up cracking. I don't know if it's because they're the AutoZone brand or I did something wrong, but that's why I love that you can do a lifetime warranty swap on these brake pads. So if you ever have any issues, swap them out. Alright, enough with the commercials for AutoZone. I did clean up some of right here with the hub. Sorry. And it's not supposed to sound like that. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's like really crunchy. And it's loose. Yeah, that ain't good. I think this wheel hub for sure is done. All right, let me start working on the other other three, come on, count. The other 3 brake pads to get them off so I can go to AutoZone and do the warranty swap on them. All right, so I got the other 3 off. As you can see, this is kind of what the passenger side looked like before I cleaned it up. Here's the driver's side, it's all dirty. And let's check out the back. Same thing, there's the brake pads right there. Now I am gonna change out the bump stops. I've seen them on Amazon, they're pretty cheap. I am gonna change them out. That way if I ever bottom out, it'll hit that instead of hitting this charred piece of turd that's on there. And when I was taking them off, I noticed something interesting. Not really interesting, not surprising either. That on the passenger side, as you can see, it has a brake hardware kit. I don't know if you guys can kind of see it's on there. I don't want to touch it because my hands will get dirtier, and they already are. But on the driver's side, the brake hardware kit is not on there. See, and this is the reason why I have trust issues with the mechanic shops. So I'm ashamed to say, guys, that I paid, I think it was like $300 for the guy to change out my brake pads for me. And I paid for these brake pads. I paid for these AutoZone brake pads. So I did most of the legwork for him. He just did the labor. I got the brake pads. It isn't much legwork, but I mean, hey, I went out of the way. I got the brake pads and I had them installed it, but for $300. Like I said before, I didn't know any better. And this is the reason why sometimes I have trust issues with mechanic shops. I'm not saying that all mechanics are crooks, but this is what it's about, right? Doing our own work, that way we get our own peace of mind. All right, let's go to AutoZone and do the warranty swap. And surprise, surprise, guess who we're taking to AutoZone? Yep, taking the Cobalt. On the weekends, I give the Cavalier a break. She drives over 400 miles a week. And seems this pig just sits in the garage most of the time. It's better we stretch her legs, right? All right, let's get going. All right, guys, and just like that, we are back with the brand new brake pads from AutoZone. Went in, gave them the old phone number. They looked up the warranty. So the fronts, I had bought them back in 2013, and the rears I had bought back in 2015. So here they are, brand new, good to go. All right, guys, so got a bit of a hiccup here. I gotta go back to the AutoZone, but not the one that I went to right now. I gotta go to another one. You guys see my issue right there? So I was taking off the caliper bracket. I took the bottom bolt off first, then I went and I unscrewed the top one, and I wasn't really holding the bracket in my hand. Excuse me. And it fell. And it fell in the most weird way where it hit. You can see how it kind of bent the caliper guide, or the caliper bolt guide, and it snapped off. Luckily, there's an AutoZone across town that does have the caliper bracket. I just called in to verify, see if they have it, and they do have it in stock. I gotta take the old one as a core charge, or else they're gonna charge me extra on it. So, one more trip. All right, guys, lesson learned here. When you guys are working on anything, make sure you guys have hands on it. Don't end up like me and breaking stuff. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back from AutoZone after a little ordeal over there with one of the associates. I finally got the right caliper bracket, which sucks because it's not black like the other ones. So I'm gonna have one silver one, which I think, like I told you guys, I have the extra paint, the red paint. So I will end up painting all the caliper brackets and calipers red. And I had to get new guides as well. Alright, so I just popped off the old brake shoe. So I'm not sure really what's going on with the brake, the emergency brake, because I press it down and the car will still move. But look, they still have plenty of meat. Maybe it's on the other side. I don't know. Alright, so I'm gonna just start working on the front brake pads and put on the new rotors so we can check them out. But I'm gonna clean this stuff up again. All right, see you in a bit. So, being my OCD the way it is, it didn't let me finish or let me start doing what I wanted to do, like the front brake pads, and I have killed probably about an hour and a half since I recorded. And this is the outcome. So I cleaned up all the inside right here. I know I could do a better job, but my little brushes, I think they're a little worse for wear than they're done. But I cleaned up all right there. And this stuff right here was all caked up and dirty. This is the brake cylinder for the parking brake. I cleaned up all on the inside right there. and show you guys the other side. And here is the other side. I just finished cleaning up some of it too. Look at that seal. It's nice and green. Very vintage, early 90s or late 90s, because this says 98. Very vintage looking, right? Here is some of that. Look at that thing cleaned up very well. The brake cylinder cleaned up very well. And here is certain parts. Now, if you guys, something funny, if you guys watch, I think it's a Torque or a 1A Auto. They have this guy who he's from the Midwest, and I'm not making fun, but it is kind of funny that he calls this thing, for whatever reason, he calls it a pitong. I don't know what the hell that is, but that's funny every time he says it. A pitong. It looks to me like a little pin to me, but whatever. All right, and look at obviously the main culprit side. It still looks very dirty over here, and I did scrub it down a lot. I think I'm gonna have to just paint these shields. The good thing is they're not rusted through or anything. All right, enough messing around. I'm gonna get this off now. I'm gonna get the wheel hub off. All right, let's get these hubs off. I know I should probably have disconnected the wire in the back off first, but I'll do that after. All right, let's see. Hey, that was easy. That was a little too easy. It could be a good thing or a bad thing. Let's see what's on there. I don't know if it's anti-seed or not. I don't think so, but whatever. Where's the other one at? Right there. Yeah, that's a little too easy, man. That's a little scary. So yeah. So I believe this was the side. No. Yeah, this is the side that I opted out not to take off when the wheel hub failed on the driver's side. This Husky's tool, it works decent. This will be the top. Let's turn it the other way. Sorry if my big old head's in the way. No, something's in the way. Oh, I think the wheel's locked. Alright, unlock the wheel. Got that off. Alright, let's finish this up right here. Let's feel that out. There it is. Trying to get my arm out of the way. Not a very torquey little tool, but I mean, it gets the job done. I like it so far. It's a little husky. I mean, I didn't know Milwaukee where to get it off quickly, but it still gets the job done. All right, let's put her down. Let's see. And there it goes. Let's see. Can you guys see? Yeah. Nice and crunchy in there. Never been removed. Alright, I'm gonna put this back up real quick. That's not rusted again. Put it back on there. And I'm gonna disconnect the wires in the back. Let me see if I can show you guys. So the wire runs from right here. And it goes up through the back and it's held by this. And then it's back here somewhere. Hopefully there's no spiders in here. Don't get me. I think it's held down somewhere in here. I think I see it. There it is. I have to disconnect it. So that is the ABS sensor clip. I need to remove this right here. Alright. I showed you guys up close and personal. Be right back. Okay, so I unclipped the wheel hub from the ABS sensor, or the ABS sensor off of the truck. So this was behind. You kind of have to squeeze these two tabs and it'll slide through this little slot right here. Now to unclip it, all you got to do is just lift this little piece and it slides right out. Now I was over there yanking on it, right? Pulling, and I learned something right now. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Where is it at? Alright, okay, so there is the head of the ABS sensor right there. You see that little black thing right there? Sorry, I keep trying to cover it. Now right there over it, that little black slot, it has a little slot on the ABS sensor where you can slide in and out. Man, I was yanking on it, and it didn't come off. And then I just pulled it a little bit to the side and it came right back out. So there you go, guys. For the next one, now you guys know that here's the ABS sensor and that little slide right there. That little slide right there, you just gotta slide it in and out of it. Cool. Alright, let me get this thing out. Alright, let's do some unboxing. We got some Inception stuff going on here. Look, box within a box. Same part number, so I don't think it really matters what side they go on. These are the wheel hubs from Auto Shack, aka calling them Radio Shack. They're still in frame. Nice, neat little package. Alright, here we go. And here is the new wheel hub. And let's see. Now it looks. Alright, looks like your old basic wheel hub. Nice and greasy. Oh look, it comes with that new clip. Oh, what to do. Alright, well here's a good example. So in case yours doesn't come with that clip, it should just slide out. Let's see. Like that. See how that has a little opening right there? So I'm going to slide mine back on. Clip it on there. I think I'm going to try to swap them out. I'm going to try to. But what do you guys think, huh? Look at that. Nice and quiet. No little grinding like the last one. Alright, let's get the sucker on there. Alright guys, real quick. So I'm going to give you guys a little side-by-side comparison compared to the old one. Obviously the new one looks nice. Looks good. Nothing too bad on it, you know. I mean, it's new. Now, I'm not going to beat up the old one because it did give me, or it did give the truck 24 years of faithful service. I'm not going to beat it up. A lot of people, they like to beat up on old parts like, oh, it failed, this and that and that. And this, hey, that's what it is. It happens sometimes. So, old wheel hub, thank you very much for your service. Alright guys, but I do have a gripe with my old mechanic. He did not take off this little center cap when he changed out my driver's side. Make sure you guys take this little cap off. Just flip this thing around like that, opening like that, and just poke something through and it'll pop right out. So that way you're not missing a center cap. So now, on my passenger side, I am going to have a center cap, but the driver's side, not so much. Alright, let's get the new one on. Before I get started reassembling it, I'm going to clean up, for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of this part, and I'm not going to sit here and Google it. But for all intents and purposes, I'm going to call it the chingadera for now. Might as well clean it over here, right? You guys are going to watch it in real time. Should I grease the inside of this right here? I don't know. Am I supposed to? Would it make a difference? I don't know. Oh man, look at that lower ball joint just leaving all of that grease down there. I'm probably spraying the poop right now. Spraying it all out. Look at that. Man, this look good on camera, doesn't it? So maybe in the future, the upper and lower ball joints will also be replaced. But today is not that day. Let's see. It's gonna be a quick little cleanup. Let's see if there's any difference. I'll probably keep going. I'll turn it off. That way I won't bore you guys too much watching me do this whole cleanup. I ran out of gloves, so I'm using my trusty, crusty mechanics gloves. Alright, so I kind of had to close my side door because my neighbors must have put out their dog, and he's a bit of a yapper. I can't work with yappers around me, so I got started. I got one of the bolts in. You have to put the shield on behind it. I wish I would have showed you guys. You put the shield on, then you kind of push the bolt through, and you start tightening the bolt down right there, and then start screwing it down, tightening down. Sorry, I've been out here since I want to say 1 p.m. and it's probably 7:30, maybe later than that already. I'm a bit tired, so I don't know the torque spec. I am going to get the Haynes book out and take a look. I just wanted to show you guys that I can get it done. I told you I was going to get one done by the end of today, and I'm a man of my word. Never let it be said I am not a man of my word. Alright, so obviously you have to feed the cord through. There's big enough of an opening on the dust shield to come through. Bring it up. AutoShack was nice enough to include this little clip that goes right here, and it goes behind. That's where I found it. Behind the upper control arm, and you just push it through, and eventually it should click. Click! Click! Click. There, it clicked. And then I did end up taking off that top piece, this little one on the other side. On this side, I'm gonna feed it through. Oh, please don't get any trash inside. Maybe I should have thought about this a little bit further. Alright, let's push this out. Oh, now you want to stay inside? No. Okay. Let's see. Oh man, all my tools are in my way. How am I supposed to get around? Alright. I guess you gotta feed it underneath. But I don't want to get any dirt in here. I guess we can go around. Is that doable? Let me see. Man, am I in you guys' way? Alright, push it through again. Push it through. And then it's over here. I think that'll work. Because, I don't know if you guys can see. Here is the other side of it. And then you just connect them together. Like so. Try not to get any dirt in it. And line them up correctly so you don't bend anything. Maybe I should have hooked it up to Bessie first and then took it off the boot. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, so I was able to get the connector on there. There it is down there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Right there. And I did push it in through that little hole. So I was able to attach it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do the driver's side because it looks a little bit harder to do. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a day for today. See you guys in the morning. Good morning everybody. Alright, indeed it is the next day. It is about 10 minutes till 8 a.m. and I'm back here again. Alright, so I showed you guys last night that I did end up getting the wheel hub on, but I still need to put these other 2 bolts on there. I did get the connector on to the back, and I still need to do the 3 other sides. So I'm gonna get started, and then I'm gonna start cleaning out the caliper brackets, because I don't think anybody's ever cleaned out the inside, and I'm going to show you guys how I needed to get the boots off. A little bit of a job to do. So I got both wheel hubs bolted down. Here's the wire that goes up, and it comes through right here. And then I was able to get that little clip out, and you can see it's already clipped and pressed down. And I also got the rotor on. Much better. I still need to torque down the wheel hubs. Oh man, check it out guys. Looks 1,000 times better. I had to spray down the rotor to get that cosmoline off, or cosmoline like stuff, that oil, so that way, you know, it doesn't rust when it ships. So I sprayed it off, so it looks a little funky because of that. Man, it looks 1,000 times better than this old beat up rotor. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, so here's my issue with the Haynes manual. I mean, okay, granted, I did pay like $20 for this book, so you get what you pay for, but I'm looking for the hub torque specs. So torque specifications: front suspension, lower ball joint, upper ball joint, lower control arm, etc. And it goes from 94 then 95 and on. But I don't see anything for the wheel hubs. The only place I could find it is for the 4-wheel drive models. It says right there, so I'm gonna venture a guess and say that it's gonna be 77 foot-pounds, because I don't see it anywhere else. If you check on the other side, let's see, torque specifications continued. Look, it still says for 4-wheel drive models. Keeps going. And that's it. See? Nothing on there, so we're gonna go with those 77 foot-pounds. Alright, I had to kind of stop it because I dropped the camera. I'll probably edit that part out. And there it is. All 3 of them are at 77 foot-pounds. Alright, so I got my torque ratchet ready. It's at 77, maybe 78 foot-pounds, since this is a Harbor Freight torque wrench. Give or take. Should be there. So we're going to start with the rear. Alright, there we go. That's the bottom right. Top. Alright, now let's go for the front. I'm gonna go around you guys, so excuse me. I held it up. There it is. Alright, sorry guys, you guys are in my way. Alright, so yesterday I took this front driver's side caliper apart, and there's the aftermath. I did get the new parts, they're right here. I saw they had like a little chrome tip on it. And I saw that I think these sleeves go inside the caliper bolt bracket, or the bracket, yeah, that's where the guide goes into. I didn't pull them out with that one because they still look good, and I just don't want to deal with fishing them out. But I did notice that they have these little metal caps, which are these right here. Now it didn't pull out easy when I was trying to yank them out, so I kind of had to pry them out with a screwdriver and a mallet. I used a dead blow mallet and a hold on, let me see if I can set you guys down. A dead blow mallet and an old screwdriver that I really don't care about. So let me show you guys how I did it. Just pry it in between, right there, and there it goes. If not, if you gotta try to yank them out, it ain't gonna work. Sorry if the lighting sucks, but it's early in the morning and this is the only time I can probably work comfortably without being 1,000 degrees out here in the garage. But if you guys are gonna replace these little dust covers, that's the way to get them off. Alright, so it's about 12:15 in the afternoon, and I'm starting to feel like I probably bit off more than I can chew. But okay, so rebuilding the front caliper brackets, you have to put these little new ones on, these little not bushings, but the rubber boots. And there's no there's no way about doing it besides getting like a socket, fitting over it, and then I'm using my dead blow to lower it down. I did put some caliper grease inside, so it'll help slide it in. So let's see how it turns up. And just like that, that really sucked. Alright guys, so we have a casualty of war. I killed this one. So I had to bring another one back from the dead. I know it's not the best, but I mean it'll work. This one did a lot better. What I did this time was I grabbed the socket that I didn't really care about, and I didn't use my dead blow. I ended up using my ball peen hammer over there, and I guess the force of it made it a lot easier, or maybe just that one was just a lot easier to put in. Alright, let's put the passenger side on. Alright, and here we are, fully rebuilt, except for that other side where I had to use an old one of the old boots to put on, because man, those boot dust covers really suck for the caliper guide pins. So I believe for the caliper bracket to the knuckle bolt, if it's a dual piston, it's 133 pounds. The caliper guide pins were 85 pounds, and the hub to knuckle was 77 pounds, for those of you guys wondering what the torque specs was on it. I'm not gonna put the little center cap on it since I don't have it on the other side. It rains very rarely around here, and if I wash the truck, I mean, it's not gonna pull much longer in there. It'll evaporate quickly. Alright guys, let me get started on the rears. Alright, so it has been several days after I last recorded. I think the last thing I told you guys was that I was having issues with the brake caliper bracket, the guide pin boots on it. I did put them on, you know, I did use an old one, and then I started to start working on the rears, but then that's when it all went bad. It went really bad, guys. So just first off, I ended up replacing the, I guess it's not a drum brake, but it's like a parking brake. It's like a parking shoe, I guess. And it wouldn't, I kept adjusting it. I watched several videos on YouTube to see if what was I doing wrong, and I couldn't get it to work. It won't hook. So I mean, the shoes inside are brand new, but it just won't work. And then second, as you can see, yeah, I'm still using the old Rotors. Why? Because I ordered the wrong ones. So I've already put in a request with the seller, see if he can either refund me or replace them, which I hope he does, because I want all four tires to be slotted drilled. But it is what it is. And that day I couldn't finish recording. I was just getting really frustrated. And I think you have seen me before. I have been frustrated before with the Cobalt, and I was really contemplating if I was going to put this video out or not, which I'm still thinking about it right now. If you guys see it, it's cool. If you guys don't see it, it sucks. But it is what it is at this point. So right now I'm just going to wait for the seller to see what he says, either refund me or replace them. And as far as like the parking brake, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might end up taking it to somebody so they can replace it for me. Alright guys, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.